think. طيب
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to this session, this very special session. We are going to tackle the challenges of governing land in the Arab region, Arab work. Honestly, our main goal today of this session is 2 main points. First is to launch the network, the excellence network of Arabic of land governance, and it's a network who has 4 universities: the University of Al-Quds in Palestine, and the Cairo University in Egypt, and Duhok in Iraq, and the Hassan II in Morocco. And the second point is, which is the most important point, which is to give a space to discuss land governance and the education and higher education institutions' role and support to land governance in the Arab region. And I would like to add something, which is we need to reflect and to rethink about the university's role and the educational institutions' role. What is the role of universities in this process? Can you please show the presentation? First of all, after welcoming you, I would like to welcome my colleagues in the panel. Dr. Habatullah Khalil from the Cairo University and Leila Rasoul from Duhok in Iraq, and Umbretta from the UN Habitat. And unfortunately, Dr. Muha Yashi couldn't join because of an urgency, and we will try to reach him via Zoom and remote video. Hopefully he can join us later. Generally, we have 4 speakers, of course, plus Umbretta from Muhalaya. She is from the Hassan II University, and he will tackle the educational directions and orientations. And Hiba Khalil would talk about educational research agendas. And we will try to explore the role of university as a research platform in the land governance sector. And Ms. Kholoud will shed light on the skills, whether it's technical or not, or non-technical skills that we need to manage land and land governance. And finally, we have Umbretta from UN Habitat and the initiative of Arab land governance. Umberta will try to help us in shedding light on some networks and how they can help us in and the orientation, the future orientations through drawing a map to actually having a land governance. This network, I am happy, and I would gladly launch this network of excellency in land governance. Of course, excuse me, I will go back. Who are we? Sorry. This is a very important point. Everyone is asking, who are we? We are an initiative, an academic initiative leading an independent aims to reinforce land governance in the world, in the Arab world, through developing academic programs and scientific research and building capacities to reinforce productivity and professional and knowledge exchange in the land governance with those who have a relation with the public and government sectors or public and private sectors in the local community. And this is what we meant by we are offering a space to discuss and how can we join this network. We have a vision to expand worldwide. Reasons for which we have established this network and goals. The land governance is a very recent concept, and it's recent and new for the Arab world. The land governance, as far as I know, there is only 3 research about this concept, and other than that, there's only relating topics like economic and law. And we need to develop a discipline about land governance. Mainly, this network has been established in a very critical time. There is a very complex challenges where there is no possession and there is the regression of rural lands, etc. And institutions relating to this field are suffering from governing these lands because of lack of coordination and conflict of conflicts of interest, and that's why we need to develop a plan, including research, to reinforce the role of universities in governing lands through focusing on many aspects. First, to design and develop educational programs and training programs to help different sectors in the Arab region when it comes to land governance. Second, we need to develop training programs that is specified to building capacities that are needed for land governance, governing in an efficient way. 3, we need to promote and support programming, developing activities and research, applicable research activities that treat and tackles these challenges. And now we will move to shed light on every aspect, and we will start with developing programs, developing academic programs, and Hiba Khalil will talk to us about this. There is two parts in this presentation. It is the first part about the academic aspect, and the second is about the scientific research aspect. Good evening. We know that this is the end of the day, and we want to know people's feedback about this discussion, and the things we are thinking about, and the things we have done, and our background, and the network of excellence in land governance in Africa, and as Hassan the Second Institute has the leadership, and our His Majesty the King has initiated the initiative since 2017. We have done many activities, and that's why we thought, why don't we have a network like this in the Arab region? So we thought about doing programs, training programs, short training programs about the land governance, and I think 3 or 4 promotions have completed this training about the challenges and potentials, and the university's role in governing lands. Should we have a master's degree or undergrad programs, or a bachelor's degree? Should it be a it's like a scoping study about the requirements that we need to give scholarships to students to join the Hassan II Institute. And based on this experience in Morocco, we want to have more experiences in other universities, in other countries in the Arab region, in a way that we can educate and train people in this field. For the role of scientific research, the role of scientific research in activities in Egypt, we have decided to start doing scoping studies with Dr. Dua to actually define what is the scientific research agenda in land governance in the Arab region. What is the common points and the successful stories that we need to actually do again and again in every country, where every city has their needs, and we need to have this experience and expertise, and we need to hire these expertise to according to these cities' needs. And to build a network of researchers to have a decision-making sphere. And we need to face the negative repercussions of inclusivity and inequity in different societies, like vulnerable groups. In land governance in Egypt, the case study, we have partners, we have local government, and we have developers in many fields that need to be checked, whether it's about the national policy of lands. This is the study we have done about Egypt. What is the interest of the different beneficiaries? What are the requirements for the academic training and education and research? And of course, how the partners can help in these programs, whether in research or academically. We need to know the research gaps in land governance. We mapping and collecting data, land registration programs, and linking training institutes and hegemonist programs on lands. How can we develop tools that would help us in research when it comes to land governance, and where our researcher can work on in an efficient way? How can we now we have many fields, we have many aspects, we have the informations, and we have applied research, and we have the strategies, funding, and law and legislation. This is a group of cases we have worked on. This list is very recent. This is a collaboration with some institutes in the academic research. This is a list of the things we can work on, and the list will be longer and longer with time, and there will be a detailing in the list. In different sessions, people speak about each country has its own needs and its own specificities and its own problems. So this diversity and differences should be taken into consideration. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Hiba, for this presentation. First of all, I think the academic programs are very important. We have two programs in the Arab world, one in the Hassan II Institute and one in the Al-Quds University, about land governance, and we have 25 students. They are the first promotion, and there is a diversity. We have 12 students from engineering and 7 students from law, and many students from economy, economics, and others from geography. So this is the question was in the first session and lecture. what do you think the university would add as an added value for you? And all of them came with 10 years of experience. And this question was not clear for many students, but after discussion and they knew what he means. They said, I am good in design. The student would say, I am good in design, but I'm not good in the legal aspect. I'm not good in law. So each student is feeling their shortcomings and the lack of knowledge of other aspects, and that's why it's important to have an academic framework to actually learn different aspects about land governance. Do we need academic programs in the bachelor or PhD or master's degree, or we need more training programs? The second point that the doctor mentioned which is to have and establish research collaborations. We have participated in a workshop, thank you, in the Hassan II Institute. There is this school in the Netherlands, and it is a collaboration between this university with a firm, a society, and this is very important. Can we do this? Can we have a collaboration with someone or an institution as big as this cadastry office? We need to reintroduce the concept of university and the role of university and the importance of university in land governance, and we need to have partnerships and collaborations. For the scientific research agendas, thank you, Duha, thank you, Dr. Hassan, thank you, Amrita, thank you, Dr. Hiba. I was lucky to work with the UTI and the UN Habitat many years ago about the capacity building in education, and one section was related to research and some gaps in research. And as I can remember, there was the land. We had. And second, we had social aspects. We had gaps in social aspects. And there is this imbalance. We don't have this balance when it comes to research and collaboration. Do we have in the Arab world, even in the regional respect, do we have collaborations in research? This is the question. And now I will move on to Layla Rasool, and she will talk to us about land administration as a career. Do we need land administration as a career? Can I work in land administration or governance or cadastry offices? And what are the requirements and skills that we should acquire to work in land governance? Please, the floor is yours. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to and host these universities like the Duhok and the Quds University. Of course, after discussing the agendas that we will show you. And to continue on what my colleagues has said, Dr. Dr. Samir and Hiba. I will talk about the land administration as a career, and I will talk about two axes, which is the requirement to have a career in land governance and the university's role in providing and supporting a new generation that is capable of land management. First, I would like to introduce what is the land governance, which is the use and mapping of lands, and one of the most important requirements to have a career in this, which is a scientific knowledge and technical skills. Scientific knowledge can be taught in many programs, and the technical skills, you need to have expertise in mapping and urban planning, and to develop infrastructures and start developing infrastructures and natural resources. And the requirements is to understand the land property and the legal implications surrounding this field. And one of the skills that should be a land manager have is the land mapping and urban and rural mapping and zoning. These skills and also administrative and legislative skills, negotiation, to be able to negotiate with governmental departments and to manage and govern lands. And to be aware of the new AI technologies and be able to digitally work on governing these lands. And this can be taught in many programs. We can study law in governing lands. We can study surveys in land governance. This
تطوير الأراضي، وهي ممكن أن يكون مهندس معماري أو مهندس مدني أو إدارة البناء وتطوير العقارات. والتعليم ممكن يكون دراسة الماجستير في التخطيط الحضري وإدارة الأعمال. طبعا في الجامعات العالمية وأيضا جزء من الجامعات العربية توجد برامج متخصصة في هذه المجالات. والآن السؤال: كيف نتمكن من تزويد سوق العمل بخبراء بإدارة وحوكمة الأراضي؟ فلضمان توفر خبراء مؤهلين في إدارة الأراضي يجب التركيز على مجموعة من المحاور التي تشمل التعليم، التدريب، التطوير المهني، بالإضافة إلى تعزيز التعاون بين القطاعات المختلفة. إذا نجي لتطوير التعليم الأكاديمي، ما هو المطلوب؟ وهذه أنا أطرح هذه المحاور أو هذه النقاط. أرى أنها ستكون مهمة شبكة الأكاديمية في الجامعات العربية في حوكمة الأراضي. إذن المهمة الأولى هو تطوير التعليم الأكاديمي بإنشاء وتعزيز البرامج الأكاديمية المتخصصة في إدارة الأراضي، التخطيط العمراني، المساحة، الهندسة المدنية في الجامعات والمعاهد التي توفر هذه البرامج. النقطة الثانية هي تعزيز المهارات التقنية والفنية والتقنية باستخدام الذكاء الاصطناعي في العقارات، التحليل التوبوغرافي، برامج الGI، إدراج مواد حديثة مثل نظم المعلومات الجغرافية، وبالإضافة إلى تقديم برامج دراسات عليا متخصصة في التنمية المستدامة للأراضي وإدارة الأراضي. هذه بالنسبة لتطوير التعليم الأكاديمي. النقطة الثانية هي التدريب والتطوير المهني. من الضروري أن تقوم الشبكة بتقديم دورات تدريبية عملية بالتعاون مع الهيئات الحكومية، منظمات المجتمع المدني والشركات الخاصة، وتوفير برامج تدريبية للمهنيين الحاليين لتعزيز مهاراتهم في التكنولوجيا الحديثة، التشريعات العقارية والاستثمار العقاري، بالإضافة إلى إنشاء منصات تعليمية إلكترونية تقدم دورات مجانية أو مدفوعة في هذا المجال. لتحقيق هذه النقطتين، تطوير التعليم الأكاديمي والتدريب والتطوير المهني، من الضروري العمل على الشراكة بين القطاعين العام والخاص، أي إشراك الشركات العقارية، المؤسسات الحكومية في برامج تأهيل وتدريب الخريجين، وتحفيز الشركات على توفير منح دراسية وتدريبية لتطوير كوادر متخصصة. النقطة الأخرى والتي توجه إلى الحكومات وهي تحديث التشريعات والسياسات، وضع تشريعات تدعم تأهيل الخبراء وتحفز الشركات على توظيفهم، اعتماد شهادات مهنية معترف بها في سوق العمل لضمان جودة الكفاءات، تسهيل إجراءات الترخيص لمكاتب الاستشارات العقارية وإدارة الأراضي، وهذه من مهمة الشبكة أن تعمل بالتواصل مع الحكومات المحلية لتحديث التشريعات والسياسات المطلوبة لدعم مهنة الأراضي. نقطة أخرى مهمة هي تعزيز البحث والابتكار، دعم الأبحاث العلمية حول التخطيط العمراني المستدام وإدارة الموارد الأرضية، وإنشاء مراكز بحثية متخصصة تعمل على تطوير حلول مبتكرة لمشاكل الأراضي. التوعية وتحفيز الشباب على دخول المجال نقطة مهمة هي تقع على عاتق الجامعات والمنظمات المجتمع المدني والحكومات المحلية، عن طريق تنظيم معارض ومؤتمرات تعريفية بالمجال لتعريف الشباب بأهمية التخصص، لأن الكثير من الشباب لا يعرفون أهمية التخصص في إدارة الأراضي، وعرض قصص نجاح لمهنيين بارزين في المجال، تحفيز الطلاب والخريجين جدد، توفير حوافز مالية للطلاب لدخول هذا التخصص من خلال المنح الدراسية والدعم الحكومي. تبني التكنولوجيا والرقمنة نقطة مهمة جدا، يتم العمل عليها عن طريق دمج تقنيات الذكاء الاصطناعي والبيانات الضخمة في إدارات الأراضي، تشجيع استخدام التطبيقات الحديثة في المسح الجغرافي وتحليل بيانات الأراضي. بتطبيق هذه الخطوات يمكن سد الفجوة في سوق العمل وتزويده بخبراء مؤهلين في إدارة الأراضي بشكل مستدام وفعال. هذه النقاط هي التي عرضت على حضراتكم، هي من أهم الواجبات والتحديات التي سنواجهها في شبكة الجامعات العربية لتوفير خبراء أراضي متمكنين لمواجهة التحديات التي تواجهها المنطقة العربية لمهنة الأراضي وحل النزاعات في المناطق الساخنة بالمنطقة العربية. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا دكتورة ليلى، يعني على تسليط الضوء على يعني موضوع بعتبره أنا كثير جدا مهم، موضوع ليس فقط المهارات، وهون أنا بحب أطرح هذا السؤال. يعني إدارة الأراضي كمهنة، كيف تنظر الحكومات العربية إلى إدارة الأراضي؟ يعني ثانيا، هل يمكن أن تعترف الحكومة أو الحكومات العربية كمؤسسات مسؤولة عن الأراضي بإدارة الأراضي كمهنة؟ إذن يعني هل ديوان الموظفين ممكن أنه يحط job description، وصف وظيفي لإدارة الأراضي، وبالتالي من تخرج من هذا البرنامج هل ممكن أن يحصل على مكان معين واضح؟ طبعا يعني بنعرف أنه ممكن نعمل كثير من الأنشطة، لكن في النهاية أنت بحاجة لجوب ديسكريبشن، لوظيفة، لمكان في بلدية أو في وزارة أو في مؤسسة. وبرأيي بناء على التعليم الأكاديمي، بناء على الدورات اللي ممكن تأخذها، بناء على البروفيشنال سكيلز اللي تحدثت عنها زميلتي، أتصور أنه هذا هو الديالوج، هذا هو الحوار ما بين الجامعات. وبعتقد أنه ممكن، يعني لست متأكدا أنه ممكن يبدأ على مستوى الناشونال بين وزارة التعليم العالي ووزارات ذات العلاقة بالأراضي، وبالتالي أن تتبنى الحكومة استراتيجية باتجاه هذا الموضوع. وهذا مفتوح للنقاش، أنه هل يمكن للحكومة أن تعترف مثلا في مصر، في المغرب، في فلسطين، في الأردن، في أي مكان معين؟ هل ممكن للحكومة؟ هل هذا المساحة متاحة ولا لا؟ طبعا رح نستفيد من هذا النقاش معكم. النقطة الثانية اللي تحدث عنها زميله، بحب أنا يعني طرحت هذا السؤال في ورشة العمل في معهد الحسن الثاني، ولكن بصراحة يقلقني هذا الموضوع، موضوع ال AI وموضوع البيج داتا وموضوع التقنيات، ونتحدث عن التقنيات. لكن هنا السؤال، هل يستطيع الطاقم الحالي الممارس لإدارة الأراضي أن يواكب الثورة التكنولوجية في البيانات؟ وسؤالي هو أكثر، يعني هل يمكن أن نشهد بعد 10 سنوات امتلاك عدد قليل من الشركات للبيانات والبرمجيات ذات العلاقة، نتيجة أن الطاقم اللي عندنا غير قادر على التعامل مع هذا التزايد، خلينا نسميه التكنولوجي، والبيانات الضخمة في التعامل بالذات في موضوع إدارة الأراضي؟ كمان هذا سؤال يعني ممكن يتم نقاشه. والآن ننتقل للسيدة أمبريتا. يعني بصراحة thank you Umbretta for your joining us here in the session, and also thank you for your support to establish this network. سيدة أمبريتا ستحاول أن تسلط الضوء على موضوع الدعم والتأطير وخارطة الطريق للمستقبل. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Samer, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for enduring until this time of the evening, and it's really a pleasure for me to be in this event. Thanks for having me. First of all, I'm really pleased that we are launching this network, or that you are launching with this network. That we really think is very important. I'm coordinating the Arab Land Initiative, and this was established about 10 years ago with the specific objective actually to develop the capacities in the Arab region to manage land. And the idea is exactly to build the capacities at the regional level through the institutions that are existing and that they are sustainable. And that's why, in our view, clearly the institutions that are more sustainably developing the capacities are the universities. So it's really important for us, I would even say it's probably our primary objective, that this content that we have been developing in the region, but also globally with our partners, is embedded in the learning that is at the university level. And while of course we have been partnering with universities individually, if university have a system to share knowledge and build on each other capacities, that obviously will maximize effort. So really this initiative, I would say, is a pillar for sustainability, and we hope that it will keep growing. In terms of what do we know, what do we learn that is key for this network and the university to focus on. This I will build actually on a regional research that we have been doing with the UTI. Was led by Doha, but many of us worked on it. Of course, Samer, Ahmed, Heba, Dina, a number of other people were not here now. So this we mapped nearly, I think, 300, more than 300 courses offered in the region related to land, and we assessed what type of content is already being taught and what are the gaps. And while actually there is quite a lot going on in terms of land use planning and land development, there is a gap in terms of land rights, land and property related disputes resolution, all the aspects of the justice sector, and land valuation and land taxation. This is an area where in the Arab region there is very little. Also, there is very little going on at the country level, with some exception in some of the Gulf countries. And of course, there are countries advancing on this, including Jordan and others, but traditionally has been quite weak. So we feel that these are the areas where perhaps there is need to share more knowledge. One of the aspects that we think, another one. Sorry, just to finish on what more and else need to be taught, is the aspects of dealing with housing and housing, land and property rights in crisis, because this is an area what generally is not taught very well in the world. A lot of the learning is happening at the level of practitioners among, development or humanitarian organizations. But many of us that work on this sector actually come from a very different educational background. And when we see the young professionals coming in that sector, they really come green. And this is an area where globally there is a lot of work. Because of the climate-related displacement, the conflict-related displacement, and definitely in the region, there is really, if we build on your remarks on employability and job opportunities, there is a huge scope, and where also governments will be interested in having people who know how to deal with the land and housing rights and land and housing needs of people being migrant or just displaced or people moving for different reasons, including forced displacement. One aspect that the Arab Land Initiative is quite keen on, and this is one of our key values, is really building the local knowledge. We saw that, especially in land governance, but in other sectors as well, the research coming from international experts or foreigners has dominated quite a lot the narratives, maybe for different reasons. I think there is a lot of research probably happening, but maybe remaining within the specific universities or departments, but actually knowledge that is developed at the local level is maybe not shared for others to learn on, and this is distorting a little bit the self-perception also in the governments and in local partners on what is important, what do we want, and what is good for the region. So we had a research innovation fund that was again led by the Urban Training and Studying Institute, which actually put out a number of research grants for young people interested in researching on this. And we are about to launch actually the second edition. So this will be basically a contract that goes to partners, so not to the research themselves, but that goes to partners who will manage this aspect, and these partners will then grant out the research grants. So this is something that we want also to announce. So lastly, so what are we going to do to support your just born network, like your half an hour old network? So definitely we see that we can facilitate the cross-learning between practitioners and students, because of course being an organization that implements projects on the ground, we deal a lot with a lot of people who actually do projects and programs, and this we feel in terms of visiting lecturers or even small interventions would be valuable. We just had one with the Cairo University with Aba Khalil. I don't know how it was. I think it was a short lesson that also Heba and others facilitated that basically brought in an experience of a project that's been done by UN Habitat in Egypt on land readjustment to students that were dealing with planning, to see a bit how then in practice things roll out. And we think we can do more on that. Of course, we can also do short courses. We had one with Laila and the University of Duhok, was a 4-day course, which was also very interesting for us as Habitat personnel. Teaching to undergrads and graduated students on some of the areas that was of common interest. And I was really amazed. I deal mostly with adult learning, so doing training courses for adults, which is rewarding. But I think the amount of improvement that students did in the 4-day session was really amazing. So that was very enjoyable opportunity also for us. Of course, we can facilitate lectures. We did one with Al-Quds University. We can do others on specific topics. We can help support new master courses. We can see also hopefully emerging ones coming through. And lastly, I think if there are young students that have that are graduating, or studying, we also have internship opportunities that we can offer. We did one with ITC with a student from Sudan, and we haven't done a lot of them, but I think is an interesting opportunity. To work on different aspects of the work that we have, and that maybe can help some of the young professionals to land a little bit in a practical environment and gain some experiences. So again, just to conclude, I think this is a very promising initiative that we are really grateful you took forward, and it was really a pleasure to engage with you so far, and we look forward to do that more. And we really think it's a valuable contribution to the sustainability of the region overall. Thank you.
Thank you, Umbretta, for your contribution and also for your support. بشكل عام
So generally, all the aspects that Umbretta tackled, everyone benefited from, and the University of Al-Quds organized a lot of lectures in which professionals and experts were there, and 2 of our students participated there, and there are a lot of aspects for collaboration in this initiative. Umbretta talked about a very important topic, that is the sharing of information and knowledge. So this question is based on this point. Who has the information. And this question is not specific to someone, it's general and it's for everybody and for every context. If someone can say or tell us about the form of these information. The second point is really important when it comes to network. It is the establishment of connection between the different organs and universities. So tomorrow morning the session will be a continuation of this session, and it will tackle the innovative productivity and the scientific publications. So how can we produce knowledge in the Arab world? And I will talk to you about statistics when it comes to land, about lands as a topic, and I put it in a scopus, and I wanted to see how many universities talked about this. However, I tried to put land in the Arab world, and there is no results. Now, the question, I went to another database, a database that belongs to Arab universities, and I put land, and there is nothing that popped up. So we are producing some researches that has to do with the land, but there is no strategic orientation to organize publications. So the world doesn't know much about us. So tomorrow morning the session will be about the production of knowledge and sharing it. I thank all the speakers for their contributions, and now we will move on to the special part of this session. The principal aim for this session is to provide a platform for dialogue, so if you have any questions, any comment, we are all ears.
Thank you very much for these precious informations. Thank you very much, Mr. Osama. I'm from the Baghdad University. Our Agronomy center is about regional planning. And the mic is not working. Can you tell him to check the mic, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. We could, with the help of Shahd, can you please say again your question? It's very, very important. I am from a mapping and zoning in rural and urban area from Baghdad University. The center has been established in 1971. The center was established as a response to the government's need. In the early 70s, there was a need to have a qualification of this career of urban and rural planning, with the collaboration of Manchester and Liverpool universities. After 50 years, there's only after 50 years an accredited and an adopted qualification of this career, as which is the planning, the land planning. To have this status as a profession, and a career and profession. The second point, which is the regional planning has students from different specialties, which is geomatics, engineering, and social and geography, and economics and management. These specialties have one methodology, and is to have a urban and regional planning to produce a special master's degree program. We have 95% of this program was successful. 5% is the fear of the university leadership of engaging in the experience. We need another type of support. All the details, all the methodologies and details and students, everything was there with the collaboration of with Willie. We reached the point of launching the program. Where are you exactly in this program? Are you during, before, after? We are before the launch of this program. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Moroccan Kingdom for this very generous welcoming and for hosting this conference. You're always smiling. Thank you very much. I am 55 years. I had a master's years, and I had 1,000 students in the master's degree. I have a library in all specialties, weather, ideas, and even the topics I choose now. That's our there. I have 49 years of experience, and I have seen that all universities have taken this orientation. The Baghdad University and the Center of Urban Planning, we are already. I said the Cairo University and the Iraq University, the Al-Quds University. There should be a Rabat University because I have signed an accord with Rabat University. You said only the Hassan II Institutes. I know I have an agreement with them, but you should have the Rabat University written there of Rabat, not the institute. There should be the institute is a part of the university. I thought they were separate entities. They're part of the university. Okay. Sorry to take much time. As I said, I have in the methodology and technology and training, and I have so many things. Thank you so much. By the way, this is a very important topic, especially tomorrow. I call you for the Scientific Council session, and we thank the University of Urban Planning. They are the leaders in this field since ever. And this is the question I wanted to speak about tomorrow. The Arab magazines have not reached the level of publishing worldwide. This is the problem. Thank you so much. We thank the speakers for what they introduced and the initiatives, and everyone. We are all university cadres and personnel. I want to share with my brothers and colleagues here that are whom are university directors. And I have a society about land surveys and zoning by drone. I hope there is a program and a project about specializing in administration of land. But it is, as I see, there is not much specialization in the land management and urban planning. We produce engineers. If we take an engineer who's specialized in roads, when they are in the market, it's really hard to get jobs in the market. But when the engineer is trained in managing the lands and mapping and urban planning, they can easily access the market and what the market demands. And for this, we need specialization. We don't need, for example, a general doctor. We need a specialized doctors. We need engineers with a little bit of development, a little bit of urban planning experience and expertise, and etc. And we learned this through the years with the UN Habitat. I think that specializing in possessing lands and documentation, and there should be another field that is specialized in urban planning and land possession. We really need this. We lack these specialties. And if you know, sharing data, I have worked in legal frameworks in Libya, in SDI Libya, and the problematic was sharing data. Who has data and who uses and shares data. There has been difficulties when it comes to privacy and home security, and there's many aspects that are very difficult to manage and control. And there must be techniques and ways to control them. I just want to thank them once more. Thank you. I do agree with you, and at the same time I don't. I just want to ask if one of the panelists want to answer some of the questions, and then I will take more questions. If you want to comment about anything. Thank you very much about your comments. Of course, the urban planning include use land mapping. We're the Cairo University. We have been there for 40 years. Every year, more than 2,000 students that graduate from PhD from the housing department, which has the housing planning specialty. And urban planning. to say this is 1,000 thesis. Technology and environment and social development. Thus, let alone other universities that has many students. We have been doing scoping studies with the recruiters or business owners. If you can, do you train people? Do you need people with certain skill sets? And will you need specialized people, or do you need someone to personally train according to your needs? Or do you need someone with a master's degree or someone with experience? We have launched this program. There is a course-based master's and not a thesis-based master's. And I want to say that the market is very big in Africa. Africa has a very great developmental action and plans. Whether in North Africa or Middle East, we need to be centers of excellence, somewhere where we produce knowledge and train people. And we need to have the group of the South, where it's a place with the respect to everyone, where we should also be an example of development. To comment about the job description, I think this is very important. I think we can discuss it in a session. We have a job description for planning, but within planning, there is many requirements and conditions. The planning has land management, the zoning and surveys, and we need many knowledge and scientific backgrounds. Imagine the diversity we will face here when it comes to job description in land careers. What is the job description of land management and to have a career in land management? We all discuss this in a vicious cycle. We do have planning and mapping and zoning. We have the University of Iraq that has database of graduates and students. There is other centers. However, despite this, we still suffer from the lack of experts in the market. This is what we should discuss as Arab universities, as Arab Land Initiative. We should discuss and treat this problem. Why do we have these challenges about land?
One on with the University of Baghdad. We tried before, but if we need to help you to take your leadership to see other leaders of other universities, as I think we tried before, we are happy to also support. I just wanted to add, yes, so now there is let's say, the gap between the market and the capacity of students. Then there is another gap that we worked a lot on, and I'm actually calling Salah to to provide some background and content on that. The gap that there is in terms of capacity between the state-of-the-art market or the new thinking, and what are the practitioners doing. These are the people who have been maybe working in a specific sector of the land sector, maybe surveyors or, lawyers at the professional level, and that they maybe were trained 30 years ago, and who don't even have email addresses, for example, and how to feed them. So actually, one of the questions that we've been asking ourselves, actually, even with Rafiq that just left, is what can we do to do this sort of training or updating of the capacity of the professionals now from the point of view of the universities. And although there are some few examples that we came across, we see that this is a gap. So one thing maybe, now I know the time is over, we don't have maybe the time to discuss, but this will be an interesting question for the university, if there could be an exchange there, because also the practitioners, of course, they could have a lot to teach the students. That could be interesting for students as well. So I don't know, Salah, if you want to say a few words about that, but otherwise, back to you, Chair. Sorry to interfere with your job.
One quick response, please. An answer. One quick answer. Good evening. Peace be upon you. It's just a comment. It's not a question. It's just a comment. I do not agree with some of what has been said, which is the importance of land management of the market.
The training was for 4 years, and the graduates were entitled to managing lands of the state or the other lands, and the training was almost legal, but it lacks the technical aspect. So after the training, I was working in the cadastre, so we have technicians there, but there is a lack when it comes to legal issues within the specific institution. This is not an issue. I worked in the administration for more than 10 years. But there is a lack in the experts when it comes to land administration. I think that this special experience will bring about solutions. So I have 3 trainings so that I can say that I have a certain knowledge about land administration. So that's the basis. The initiative is very important. It will facilitate the work and it will bring good results. So we don't need to think only about the land administration's experts, that they will work just as
notes already in English, and I'm going to make it short for the sake of time. I have a couple points and remarks here. The first one, you mentioned a master program, and the discussion was mainly about a master program, but we need to think also, because you highlighted the fact that in the private sector you have sometimes people that they have one element, but they are missing one more element. And you have also the civil society organizations and the NGOs who are also covering one part but missing some details to cover the whole picture. So if you want to move in a direction where you want to cover everything, you need also to consider the provision of short-term trainings for such people who are missing one component but not in detail component of the whole land spectrum as a master program. That's the first point. You highlighted also how to incentivize the youth to enter that sector. This is, I don't think you will find youth attractive to that unless you are engage them in a bigger picture, because youth today, they want to feel they are belonging to something bigger, not finishing a master degree to sit in a directory. They want to be engaged beyond the national level within a regional or global level. So it might be of an interest to pull the youth into such programs by integrating global available tools that tackling the land thematic. Also, the customary land rights. I saw the slides, and I know you are all working and doing a great work, but the customary land rights in the region, whether we like it or not, whether it's on the spectrum of definition of land rights, it's there, and it's playing a key role in terms of displacement on a smaller level and disputes and conflicts. And we are talking about an area characteristic by rangelands held by tribes, not only in the Middle East, but also in North Africa. And with the issue of climate change, we need to focus on how to use the element of customary land rights. It's not a bad element if it's used properly and integrated in the way that we understand how these laws are working for local communities. Also, one point from experience in the region, as I was a student, of course, before entering the land sector, if you are initiating a regional platform, take into consideration with this degree be recognized in the other countries, because he mentioned 50 years to get a recognition from a government. So if we are giving a scholarship to a student from Egypt or from Morocco to go to Iraq, is this recognized when he goes back to Morocco to practice any job or even in any country in the Arab region? Also, the last point, and it was talked many times about the accessibility and the tools. I mean, we have a mine of gold if we look at the archives of all the universities in the region, but there is no accessibility. You, me, anyone who's sitting in this room, even from the university side, if they want to write a research, they need to go into the archive searching for something or rely on materials produced by international organizations. And this is sabotaging the knowledge that we have produced over decades, and it's not used, and it's lost, especially the research that are tackling the practices on the local level. So I don't know how it works in terms of practicality or having an open access library in each country. It's again an issue of data, but it would be good, even if it's in Arabic. I mean, we are all Arabs by the end of the day. Even if it's written in Arabic, if you provide access, then you would see more and more people are using these research to build up upon them. I think that's it. And engaging, of course, NGOs would be a plus to make use of their experience in that regard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
شكرا جزيلا. أنا
Thank you so much. I am Salah from the Center of Land Governance in Sudan. I think that Ombretta referred to a search by the United Nations Habitat in regard to the sustainability and in regard to the experts in this field, Arab land professionals, their capacities and their role to achieve sustainability. What we are doing in universities and centers of research is developing, and the question here, are we able to achieve change through university programs? And we will have students by the age of 22 that will be professionals, how many years we need to see that change. There are thousands of students sitting in the institutions of Arab lands, and no one left them to go and study a master's program and build its capacity to carry on the work. So these students are thinking about other ways. Instead of having graduates, we need to build capacities in order to achieve changement, inclusive changement on the short term. So are we going to design a program only for land administration, or are we in the need of integrating land administration within certain programs, within other programs? So training about this, and when we say that, we are referring to experts in economy who will be aware of land administration. For example, in KSA, a student will need to go to the committee of professionals. So what are these institutions who will recognize the capacities of the graduates? It's a recommendation more than a question about the idea of collaboration and partnership, and it is an opportunity for us as Arab countries, and especially that we are with the UN Habitat. So the program is not only based on the Arab world, however, there is this mediation, and we need to know about other countries. When I was studying, I had the chance to know about the system in Egypt, but not about systems in the region. There is a part that is practical, and Dr. Salah referred to that. The experts, they don't want to learn. We will bring them to teach what they learned. The expertise that they have, they will share it with the young generation. The last intervention. How are you? I am a graduate from the program of NELGA, and I'm a doctorate student about land governance. I totally agree with all the experts here, and I want to refer to the issue that we faced as students. The market was not available for us because the issues that we are living in our daily lives since a long time ago are still there, because there is no orientation from the administration. There are no policies that will guide us toward what we want to achieve. So our training normally must give us the chance to enter the market. So very quickly, I think we don't have a lot of different options, whether it is a master's program or a training or a set of courses for teachers, whether it is on-site or online. So this might be a quick solution for practitioners and maybe including land administration within existing programs. So this might be a quick solution for that. And we might achieve the impact that is intended by the end. Thank you. 2 minutes for everyone. If you have anything to say, please, Doctor. I wanted to say, as a beginning, it's a beginning for thinking, and based on the experiences that we collected, there are a lot of aspects we will work on and different layers that we will work on. So when we talk about education, training, scientific research, and practicing, we had the undergraduate, the postgraduate, and the seniors in the field, and they will come to share the knowledge. So sharing expertise, it is very important, and thank you for mentioning that idea of recognizing the master's program across the Arab region is a very important remark. Thank you. This might be my last remark. We need to define the next step. We are 4 universities, Arab universities, and we have the intention to promote and support the experts. And the next step might be these 4 universities, we will work on a concept note that includes all these programs that we tackled. Maybe they are short courses or training courses with support. As I understood from Ombretta, they will support these programs, whether it is short courses or training courses or even online courses. The goal here and the aim is to collect capacities and experts from these universities and make them interact and share knowledge, whether for new curricula or for new courses for the practitioners and the experts in land. So we need collaboration, support, and as we said, we are open, the door is open for other universities, as the University of Baghdad, and we talk to you to be one of the founders, and we will do so.
We are happy to see this development and happy to support. And also, lastly, my colleagues are fighting with the driver, trying to hold the bus. He is almost getting beaten up. So please, I would say thank you so much, and let's go and get the bus.
Thank you so much. يعطيكم ألف عافية. Take a picture if you want. يلا يلا محمد تعال تفضل اللي بحب يتفضل. بسرعة تصورنا حسن. لا حصورنا تقى يلا تعال. تعال ايوه. Thank you so much. تعالي خليكي يا تقى. Thank you. يعني تعالي هبة عشان. تعالي. ليلى تعالي. ما نقدرش نحكي لها لا تعالي. ادخلي يلا. تعالي يلا.
شكرا.
شكرا يعطيكم العافية. انا هسه